Hello and welcome back to season 2. This is episode 5. This is the last episode for this particular season. Remember, this season we are looking at how to write a persuasive speech. So, as always, this is A Rose Within the Thorns, where we carefully prune back confusion and we grow clarity in our English studies. We have reached the final stage in constructing your persuasive speech, so celebrate! But not just yet. We've done our attention section, and that has absolutely sparked curiosity. We've done our needs section, and we've created pressure on our audience. We've done our satisfaction section, and we've offered a solution. We've done our visualize section, and we've painted the future. Now comes the moment that determines whether your speech actually matters. That's right. This is episode 5. We are looking at the action section. So, your learning goal and your success criteria. Your learning goal is clear again. It is to understand what the action section does and to practice writing that clear call to action. Your success criteria is that you will explain the purpose of the action section. You will clearly tell the audience what action to take. You will make it realistic and achievable. You will end strongly and memorably, and you will motivate the audience to respond. That word is so important, respond. If you're not finishing politely, you are finishing powerfully. So make sure you get your audience ready to do something. So, what is action? Action comes after visualize. It is that last step in our speech writing. Visualize shows the future. Action tells your audience how to create that future. So, this section must give clear instructions. It must motivate your audience. Make it personal to your audience as well, and create a strong ending. It answers one simple question. So, what do you want us to do about this right now? If that question, is not clearly answered, then your section has failed. So make sure your audience knows what they need to do the moment you stop talking. What is not action? So action is not introducing new arguments. It's not adding new evidence, and it's not repeating your whole speech. And make sure you do not end with the dreaded "thank you for listening." I don't need that. It needs a nice mic drop moment. That last one is so important, right? Drop the mic. Your speech should not fade out. It should land. You're not summarizing, you're directing. You're telling them, go and do this now. You're handing responsibility to your audience. So, this section is all about making the audience do. We've had them feel, we've had them see. Now it's about do. So, at the end of this, your audience should feel motivated. They should be responsible, they should be capable of helping, and they should be ready to act. If they walk away thinking, oh, that was interesting, then this section has not worked. You want them thinking, I should actually do something. No, actually, they should be saying, I'm going to do something because you've told them how to do it. And they need to know exactly what that something is. Clarity is power here. Here is my action formula. So, this is a strong formula. You are looking at responsibility to specific action, urgency, and lastly, a memorable ending. So let's unpack that. First, you need to make it personal. You need to tell them that this is an issue that affects all of us. You then need to tell them a specific action. So, what is it that you need them to do? Don't give that vague statement like do better. Build concrete steps. Maybe they need to support a local initiative. Maybe they need to sign a petition. Maybe they need to contact representatives from council or government or within companies. Maybe they need to go out and volunteer. Or maybe just refuse to normalize harmful behavior. Stand up when they see injustice. Then you need to increase that urgency. Tell them why it matters that they do this now. Why now? Why not next year? Why not later? And finally, end with that strong mic drop. Let's have a look at my teacher model. So, this once again is continuing on that youth crime example. It begins with by removing distance. It says this issue does not belong only to politicians or courts, it belongs to all of us. That sentence shifts ownership. It then provides clear actions. It tells the audience that they need to support youth programs, they need to volunteer, and they need to advocate. Notice how practical those are. They're not extreme, they're not impossible. Then it comes the urgency. If we remain passive, the cycle will continue. We are scaring our audience, telling them we need to do this now. We need to stop that cycle. And lastly, is that closing line. Change does not begin in Parliament, it begins with people. That line is something that you can use to elevate your audience. Make them feel capable. That's why this action section is so important, and that's what it needs to do. So, what techniques are needed? You need that inclusive language using we, us, our. You need imperative language, that really strong language. Tell your audience to act, support, demand, and choose. Give a direct address. Tell your audience, you need to do this, you need to do that. So you are speaking directly to them. Use some repetition. Tell them that we can act, we can lead, and we can change. And finally, give that strong closing line or lines. The last couple of sentences are not filler. It's that echo your audience leaves with you. So, I've given you some of those sentence scaffolds as well. You are making it personal, you are directing action, creating urgency, and lastly, finishing with that strong ending. Make sure you play around with these. Don't just copy and paste, they need to become your own. These are not cliches if they're delivered with conviction. So please don't think like this sounds corny or something like that. If you are passionate about something, like you can obviously hear I'm quite passionate about English, the way that I speak delivers that conviction because weirdly enough, the way I speak encourages you to write and you to complete your assessment. So these will become powerful when you connect them with everything else you have built. Our last step is that peer feedback. You're looking at, does the paragraph clearly tell the audience what to do? Does it sound motivating? Does it include urgency? And does it end strongly? Make sure that if you are helping someone out, you give them one strength and one improvement, as all of the previous have there. Remember, I said if your paragraph sounds polite, you're not doing it right. It needs to be powerful. You need to mean business. If it sounds dramatic, but might be a little unclear, make sure you go back and you revise. Action must be confident and it must be clear. So, your exit ticket. Before your next lesson, you need to make sure you rewrite your paragraph so it sounds like a speech is ending and that it includes a clear call to action. Make sure it ends with a memorable final moment. Don't underestimate that final moment. Your last words shape how your speech is remembered. So, a final reflection. We've done our action where it captures, need where there's pressure, satisfaction that solves, visualize that inspires, and now our action that moves. This is where your speech becomes more than words. It becomes an invitation, or maybe a challenge, or even a responsibility. When you stand in front of your audience, your final lines should not drift away. They should land firmly. Because persuasion is not complete until someone chooses to act. Well, this has been episode 5 of A Rose Within the Thorns, where, as always, we carefully prune back confusion and we grow clarity in our English studies. I really hope that I've been able to prune back any confusion you have around writing a persuasive speech, and that your clarity has grown in making sure you understand what to do. So now it is your turn. Don't leave my voice as just a speech. Choose what I am doing carefully and make sure your decisions matter. Thank you so much and best of luck.